Russian market sinks 17% as Ukraine tensions intensify.
Here's a summary of the article.
New Delhi. Russian stock market sank 17% in Monday's trade as President Vladimir Putin said his country was mulling recognizing the independence of East Ukraine's two separatist republics, further escalating the Ukraine crisis. To add fuel to the fire, reports emerged that Russian forces killed a group of 5 saboteurs, who breached the country's southwest border from Ukraine on Monday. Tracking the development, the RTS index that tracks 50 top Russian stocks in dollar terms on the Moscow Stock Exchange nosedived about 230 points or 16.67% to 1,160.24. Wall Street was shut for the day on account of public holiday, but S&P 500 stock futures fell 0.7%, and Nasdaq futures were down over 1%. French CAC 40 plunged 2.07% while the German DAX was down 1.94%. UK's FYSE 100 restricted losses at 0.4%. What's moving? Sensex and Nifty track latest market news, stock tips and expert advice on ET markets.
This post received a score of 51,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The threat of getting cut off from the international banking system will do that. I think the US saying Russia would face swift sanctions was not a slip of the tongue.
I am curious how much pressure the Russian mafia will put on the government. 'Cause they are going have big issues moving money.
They are not separate entities that way. The Russian government and the Russian mafia are intricately intertwined, to the point of them being just two arms of one totalitarian kleptocracy body.
The Russian oligarchs are the government mafia, and you only get to stay wealthy if you fall in line. It's how Putin rules so effectively.
Yep, that is exactly the point I mean to make.
Russian economy about to be devastated by sanctions. Market knows.
Turns out calling for war, mobilizing for war, and then waffling on it causes investors to panic. That's why America just commits.
The Virgin committing to a needless war then pussying out versus the Chad committing to a needless war and invading a few days later.
And staying so long that your last batch of soldiers was born after the war began.
Ideally you would stay so long that the soldiers are born there to soldiers born after the war began, but I guess we didn't see this one through.
If you stay that long, you call the last ones policemen.
They can see what's coming, even if Putin can't. The oligarchs are in for a rough ride, but they did it to themselves. Completely unforced error.
I don't get how the oligarchs are gonna let Putin off for this. Don't they own huge amounts of Russian wealth, and having it cut off by the West is really going to piss them off? Surely the status quo is best for them, right? I feel they are the biggest threat to Putin.
In Putin's first presidential term, he threw the most powerful oligarch in prison. Source, Wiki link below. Bill Browder alleges, the others asked him what should they do to avoid that. Putin said 50% of the profits from their industries. This leads me to think they're more afraid of him than the other way around, although, an internal power struggle would be nice right about now.
Russia is a mafia state and Putin has firm control over it. This has been well documented in the previous years. As you mentioned, he made a few examples out of some oligarchies that didn't do what he wanted them to do. Even if they end up losing half their wealth due to his actions in Ukraine, that'd still be better than prison for them.
A mafia state with a well-developed intelligence apparatus, a gas station, a decent-sized army with nukes and a decaying economy that is heavily reliant upon the gas station for it to not collapse. The bad thing about being reliant on fossil fuels is the world is moving away from it because of the impending doom of climate change, and disinformation can't really make that go away. So Russia's future is bleak unless they invest, but that won't happen because a mafia state only knows how to steal and not how to build.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.